Well, hi, and let's do some Tai Chi. Let's start warming up with the shoulder rolls. So 70-30, and moving the socket around, getting good rotation, just kind of greasing that joint. Putting all your effort into a nice full rotation in the socket, moving it all around. And then we're going to go the other direction. The shifting of the weight just sort of helps you pump the motion. Leave the arm hanging long and make sure that the movement happens here at the socket. And then we'll do the other side. So shift to whichever leg you had back. Now put that one in front. Arm goes with the front leg. And shifting from front to back. Coming up and over. Letting the shoulder make a full rotation toward the center, up, toward the spine, back down, all around. And reverse. Same deal, just moving in the other direction. Go ahead and really move it around. We don't do this when we're doing the form, but we'd like to get it nice and open so that when we do the form, we've already gotten things moving. And then let's do it both feet side by side, both shoulders will go together. So you can come up and down on your knees just to help keep that pumping feeling going. And when you do the two together, the arms go toward each other in the front and in the back so that you're making a good full rotation in your shoulders and arm socket. And you might hear little crunching sounds. Don't worry about it. Just try to get yourself moving as much as you can in the full 3D space. And then backward, the other dimension. Coming up the back and down the front. Toward each other in the front and in the back. Getting all the movement that you can possibly get. Okay. And that should make your arms and shoulders feel a little more open. So now let's do something similar down on the bottom with the hip joints. So take a 70-30, we'll do it on either side. And this is the one where we separate sitting into the back leg and shifting and turning. So start in a 70-30, sit into the back leg, turn toward the back leg, spreading away from the front one. Come forward, still facing the corner, and turn into it, keeping that front leg stable. So into the back, and then separating away from that front leg, the empty leg, come forward, still facing the corner, and then come toward that leg, keeping it stable. So again, just like the shoulder rolls, we don't shift like this in Tai Chi, but we want to get this action working for us so that things open up and we've got more freedom when we actually do Tai Chi, where we shift and turn together. So just separating those two activities, and notice how you're leaving your front leg behind. You come forward. Now you're going to leave the back leg behind and come toward a stable front leg. And change feet. Now we'll do it on the other side. Sitting into the back and turn. Come forward, turn toward that leg. Leaving the front leg behind when you turn, when you shift. Into the back leg. Leave this leg out there and turn away from it. And then stabilize it and turn toward it. So I'm focusing just on the front leg. We're going to do another round of these where we look at the back leg, but I wanted to really separate the two so that you're just looking at what's happening with the front leg. Stable, turn toward it. Sit back, turn away from it. And now let's change legs again, and I want you to watch the back leg. So you'll still do the same thing on the front leg, but now let's bring a little focus to the rear. Sit into the back leg. Now your back leg is stable. You turn over it. The knee and the foot stay stable. Turn toward the front. Now you're releasing away from that leg. Now you're moving away from your back leg. Into the back leg, stable. Turn over it. Into the front leg, moving away from the back leg. So, come into the front, move away from the back leg. Onto the back leg, it's stable, you turn toward it. And change legs. Onto the back leg, stabilize it. Turn toward it. Whole leg stays stable. Now you move away from the back leg. When you stabilize a leg, feel the 3 points connected on the bottom of your foot and make sure they don't wobble. That's a good diagnostic for trying to keep that leg stable. If the foot wobbles, the knee will wobble, and the leg won't be stable. So get your good connection through that foot, and then turn on top of it as much as possible without disturbing the connection at the feet. Stable, turn over it. Shift, move away from it. And once more, stable and turn, shift, turning away from the back leg, still feeling the back foot connected to the ground. So rest your legs a moment. So that gets our joints kind of, the main big pieces here opened up. I want to spend, this is our last week before next year. So we're going to take the week between Christmas and New Year's off. So wanted to leave you with a final 2020 message of relax. And relax is harder than it sounds. Relax, Ben Below would always tell us, relax, not a collapse. So when you go ahead and just swing your arm a little bit, feel it relaxed, and kind of try to do something with it, keeping it completely just disengaged doesn't do anything. You need to actually make something play out through it. When you're standing on your feet, if you just think, oh, relax, that's collapsed. That's not actually relaxing. You need to get your structure so that you can let go and let the structure hold you up. When we collapse and think it's relaxed, we're putting more strain. You know, sitting on the couch, you've got a couch to catch you. Standing up, there's no couch to catch you. If you if you let yourself go into a really limp position, you have to do more work to not just collapse to the ground. So we need structure. Shape is first. If you want to relax, you need to have something to relax on top of. So feel your feet, feel those 3 points connected so that the bubbling wells can be at the center of your weight dropping through the ground. And you want to be upright, because if you lean at all, and go ahead and check it out, you know, kind of lean back a little bit and feel how much more effort you have to make to not just fall over. So when you get your structure proper, then you can let go and not use unnecessary extra tension in order to just keep yourself upright. So that's the holy grail in the concept of relax, is that it's not just let everything go. It's find a good structure inside that holds you up, that makes the right shape for the movement, and then within that shape, see if you can let things go. So we tend to, hold our arms in a shape that we don't need to put this extra effort. If we just get the shape right, the shape will hold us and we can do less effort to stay in that shape. But you need to get the center, the core, the shape right, and then you can relax around it. So let's do a first third and just maybe notice if your feet are keeping you good and stable so that you can build your structure from the ground up, and that your head is suspended from above so that there's a nice shape that you're using to go through the moves with as little effort as possible. So your feet on the ground, your head suspended from above. You're just hanging down, letting go, and begin. Stand here a moment, fix your feet if you need to, and get your shape so that you're standing on your feet. The 3 points are in contact on each foot. You're upright. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're not holding your arms up into your body. Let it go. And just breathe. Try to feel the whole body open. And one more good breath. And close. So the little secret of Tai Chi is that relax isn't easy. Relax takes work. Relax is not the absence of work. It takes real work. So just start. I want to get into a 70-30. If we have a good structure on the bottom, we're much more likely to be able to relax on the top and not strain because our legs are holding us in a good shape. So, get into a 70-30 and really feel the posture. Your front leg wants to be pointed straight ahead. Your belly button also wants to be pointed straight ahead. With any luck, your hips are mostly level with one another, not, going out on the hip. That can be hard, but just give it your best shot. You can use your hands to sort of help rein your hips in and feel down to your feet. If you can't feel your feet, just imagine feeling your feet so that you have a good connection to the ground through both legs. That's your basic structure that the upper body can soften on top of. Make sure that your chest is soft. You don't have to hold yourself up from up here. You can let the weight drop through the joints so that the body is a solid structure holding you up, and you don't have to hold yourself up from above. And once you got a good feeling with this, make sure the outer edge of your rear foot has a good connection to the ground. Very easy to lose that back heel a little bit and have it feel like you're relaxed, but in fact, you'll be more stable if you get that back foot fully connected to the ground. Now change legs. Do it on the other side. Same deal. Your front leg is not going too far out, but it's not holding you back. Make sure you're in your front leg fundamentally holding you. Your rear leg is hanging away. You feel all the way down to the heel. You're not going out over your hips any more than you can help. Try and rein that in. Get a good structure on the bottom, and then feel how that lets you drop your shoulders, soften the chest, relax your back. And so feel that a little bit. Notice if your toes are clenching. You want the structure to be nice and planted. You don't want to have it have to be gripping because that will make it a little unstable. So now rest your legs and let's look at the punch, because the punch is a place where there's a lot of stuff happening in the arms, and if you try to make this move happen up here, then there's all kinds of stuff that gets in the way of actually relaxing. You're real active up in the arms and using the chest and twisting the body to make that move happen. You want the stability of your legs to give you an easy way to keep the body soft, moving in unison, having a nice, smooth, harmonious movement that's not in the arms, it's in the whole body. But you stay open and relaxed through there, and in particular here, you're not reaching for anything, it's happening down here. But if you're a little unstable here and you're busy doing things there, it's much less relaxing, and you won't have the structure to just turn a little bit and let the whole body respond to that motion that comes from the center. So let's just start at the brush knee, the second brush knee. Lee's facing the canonical way, I'll face the camera. So make sure that your stance is a good one, that you're not too long, so that when you go ahead and shift to the back leg, you're just putting the weight into the back leg, letting the body follow, coming forward, soften, let go of the chest, let go of your shoulders. Step. As you shift, everything is still connected, soft. It's not efforting in your arms. And hold it at the final position for a moment. Notice if you've already put something out in this punching arm. Let it relax. The punch comes through the body, not because your arm does something. So let the body feel soft. Make sure that you're really stable, have a good structure, good shape, and inside that shape, let go. Notice if you're crossing over your center line. This is a really common place, and then things get tight and you're not relaxed and you don't even notice because you think that's the way feeling of the move. So really let things go, and you're just approaching your center line. You do not want your hands to cross. You can feel the difference. As soon as you cross even a little bit, and you can check it out, it starts to create a lot of tension. So come back to the place where your shape is correct, and that allows you to relax. And now when we come out of this punch, I want to go on to the, all the way through the wipe up to the push. But this very first motion is really easy to pull with the arms. So think about your center, think about turning the waist, and that's what puts your arm out. You're still soft in the chest, soft and relaxed. And when you sit into your back leg, it's the turning the waist that draws your hand over your wrist, gets you to a cross hand place. You turn back to the front, hands come apart, and come into the push posture. Hold it here a sec. Are you caught up in your arms, your chest, in the push? Let it down. Let the shape be correct so that your arms can just balance on the right shape, and you don't have to work so hard. So you work hard to get the right shape, and then you can let everything go around that shape. And rest your legs. And let's do that sequence again. I won't stop so much, we'll just run through it. But I want you to really feel that you don't have to do in the arms. What you do is get your shape right and let things go. It should feel easier in the, the efforting part, and just get your shape to hold you up so that you can let everything go. From the second brush knee. As you stand here, are you holding your arms into your chest like they're going to fall off if you don't? Let them go. Get your 70-30 to hold you up. Nice and stable. Relax your belly, relax your lower back, let go of your arms, and begin. Moving from the center, keeping a good connection through the ground, keeping your head suspended so that you aren't leaning, and you can give in to the ground and let everything else relax into the right shape, into the corner, shift and turn, back to the front, and push. Hold it in the push a sec. Can you let go of your arms and your shoulders? Is your body holding you up in a nice upright shape? Relax your lower back, relax your belly, and feel how much more you can let go into that structure. Great, let's do that one more time. Begin. Looking for the right shape so that you can relax and let the shape hold you. Not straining, not reaching with your arms, but letting the whole body support softening and releasing. Okay. Well, I think I will turn it over to Lee, and he can do more to help us relax.
Let's continue. So I want to look at 3 places where we can look at that feeling of relaxation and the relationship that it has to the correct shape. So the thing Beth said that's easy to overlook is that the shape comes first. When we talk about relaxing in Tai Chi Chuan, you need to be in the proper shape. You need to have the postures right. You need to be doing all the little things about, the feet actually facing the way you want, the body being upright, all of that stuff. So you have to get the shape right first, and then within that, you want to relax as much as possible. And so some of the things that are easy places to start noticing this are beautiful lady's hand, body upright, and what's going on in the chest and shoulders. So you're containing the chest and allowing the lower back to relax. So let's look at beautiful lady's hand first. So this is one where that distinction between relax and collapse is really clear. Because if I let go of effort in my hand, then the hand falls into a place like this, which we all know is not beautiful lady's hand. It's got a bunch of problems. For one thing, the wrist is bent this way. There's not a straight line coming up the center of the wrist to the middle finger. The wrist is hanging. The thumb has fallen in here, right? You don't see my thumb. It's not here in the same plane as the rest of my hands. And if I turn my hand over, you see it's kind of cupped and the fingers are just collapsed there. So that's, if you naively do no effort, then the hand will collapse into a shape, which is incorrect. That is not relax. So beautiful lady's hand is the first place to actually notice this. So, what happens? We talk about this. You need to have all the fingers in the same plane here. If you look at my hand this way, the thumb isn't over here in a different plane than the other fingers. It's actually up. And that's going to mean that you have to open the palm. There's a spreading across the palm that has to happen. When you first do that, that's going to require some effort. So the thing that Beth said about relax taking work is what's going to happen here. And the reason you're doing that is because you want the shape right. You know the shape of beautiful lady's hand. One line from the middle finger down through the forearm, the wrist, so that fixes the wrist doing this kind of stuff. Not this either. And the palm is opened so that the 5 fingers, thumb and the 4 proper fingers, are all visible in the same place. So do that a little bit. Take your hands and let them totally soften. And when you totally soften them, they'll probably do what my hands are doing here, a little bit collapsed. And now you have to find a way that the hand opens, and you feel it all the way out to the fingers, and the palm spreads across the inside there, which gets the thumb into the same plane with the rest of the hand, the rest of the fingers. So really spend a couple minutes totally feeling that, so that you have that experience. Now I like to do this, where I swing my arms and I let the hands totally go. This is a place where you can get the relaxation to get you in the right shape. Because at the top here, my fingers might be a little curled, but as I let them drop right at the bottom of the arc, as the fingers go down, I'm going to get this place where all the fingers are pointed the same direction. So really do that. And really feel how you can let it go. You have the palm slightly open. And then catch it into, say, push. And try to have that same feeling in the hands. Palm is spread. One line from through the forearm to the tip of the middle finger. Not cocked forward or back. All that stuff. And then do that again. Swing in the arms. And then one of these times, you're going to catch it into push and see what happened there. Now you want to, when you've got the hand in the right shape, now you want to work on no unnecessary effort to get the hand in that shape. So what the bones do is they support us. Our weight drops through the bones. If the bones aren't aligned correctly, then the weight will drop outside the bones, right? If you look at me here, this is a place where my weight can drop through the bones. If I let my hip slide out, now my weight drops down outside the bones, and that means that the muscles have to do extra work to keep me from falling over. So I want the bones in alignment. I want the bones to have the right shape. The muscle's job is to put the bones in the right shape, and they want to do that with as little effort as possible, but it has to be the right shape. So less effort to let my hand collapse, not the right shape. Less, it's not really less effort to let my hips slide out, because I end up doing more work. So the hands are nice. So as you're doing this, get the hands in the right shape, and now feel like you're doing the absolute minimum to keep the hands there. It's actually paradoxical. What it feels like as you let it to be less and less and less, it feels like you can just barely keep the hands there. It's like almost impossibly difficult as you use less and less and less effort to keep the hands in that shape. This is true in the punch too, right? Same thing's going on in the punch. When I'm in the punch, the wrist doesn't hang so that it's not a straight line. I still want that straight line through the arm to now it's the knuckle of the middle finger. The wrist isn't cocked one way or the other. This is terrifying if you think about actually punching something. If you actually punch something with the wrist cocked, you're going to really hurt your wrist. This time the hands are, the fingers are curled up, but you still want to have that same thing. So I want to do that section that Beth was having us work on, and we'll do that again. And really pay attention to your beautiful lady's hand. It's not weight-bearing. You're not having to support yourself with your hands. So you can really let this be the absolute minimum work. It's difficult to do that in the legs, but let it be the minimum work, and make sure that all the way through this, as you're doing all of this stuff, you start out with the hands in the right place. You start out without the wrists being cocked or twisted one way or another. As you come into the move, you don't let this take you away from beautiful lady's hand. You keep it there all the time as you come through it. So let's do the second brush knee up through withdraw and push, and pay attention to your beautiful lady's hands. So starting out in a good 70-30, and right away, check your hands out. Both of them. The palms are spread, so the thumb is in the same plane as the other fingers. The wrist is not cocked, either side to side or forward and back. Check out each hand, the right hand, and then the left hand, same thing. Really easy for the wrist to cock one way or the other. Really easy for the thumb to fall in. So keep it in the same plane. And then the absolute minimum amount of effort needed, which paradoxically will feel like you can just barely straighten your fingers because you're using so little work to do that. And go ahead, paying attention to the hands as you sit back. As you make the fist in the right hand, don't let that perturb the shape of beautiful lady's hands. Shift. As you turn, make sure that both hands stay in the correct shape as you do that. And then punch. Continue. As the fist opens, the hand returns to beautiful lady's hand. As you slide across the left wrist, the hand doesn't get perturbed. And push. Again, brush knee. And go ahead, I won't talk, but make sure you're paying attention to that correct shape and the relaxation inside of it all the way through here. And once more. Brush knee. Both hands are in the correct shape. Sit back. The hands stay beautiful with minimum effort. Squeezing the fist does not perturb the right hand. As you turn, keep both hands relaxed and in the correct shape. As you extend, let the punch open into beautiful lady's hand. As you draw the hand back, no perturbation of either hand. And push. Check your hands out. How did you do? Do you have straight lines from the middle finger down to the elbow? Is the wrist probably cocked? That's the error that tends to happen because pay attention to the palms of the hands. And how's the thumb? Is it in the same plane as the other fingers? Or did it fall in so that you can see it's in front of my other hands, my other fingers? Great. Take a break. So the nice thing about beautiful lady's hand, sure, all this esoteric meaning and everything, but our hands are right there, and we're pretty able to pay attention to them. Some of the other things in the body are harder to perceive, and you can fix them. We have a good degree of conscious control over our hands. So when you're doing a form, and you depart from beautiful lady's hands, that's something that you can just change. It's not weight-bearing, you don't need great balance, there's all this stuff that makes other parts of the body harder to fix. But the hands are pretty straightforward. The big resistance people have is to getting the palm to open, and because this is so much more relaxed. So really working on that so that the palm is open. So paying attention to the details of the shape can help you find when you use force, when tension arises, and then you want to, as soon as that happens, relax it back to the correct shape. So I promised there would be 3 things, so that's one of them, beautiful lady's hand. The next one is the body upright. And as we've said before, when we're saying the shape is first, the shape has to be correct. That's one of the meanings of body upright. Upright meaning correct, proper, as well as vertical. So I want to do, it could be here after we've done the push and we come through to cross hands and we stand up. We're going to do the sitting down and standing up a number of times. And the first thing I want you to pay attention to is beautiful lady's hand, so that when you're here, the hands aren't messed up one way or another, but you actually keep beautiful lady's hand all the way as you sit up and down. So start out with the feet parallel, toes in a line, comfortable distance apart, standing up. And then sit down, and as you sit down, make sure the hips keep bending all the way while the hands come up. And then stand up. And do that again, sitting down. Hips keep bending all the time while the hands are moving. Standing up, hips keep changing all the time while the hands are moving. Once more, and I'll let you take a break. Sitting down, standing up. Okay, and just because I can't do this without emphasizing this, you have to be changing in the bottom part of the body while the hands move. There's a real tendency doing this to sit down for a little while and then stop and just move the hands. And then stand up and let the hands move the rest of the way. While the hands are moving, my hips need to continue changing. When I'm standing up, the hips need to continue changing. And so you need to understand how far down you can sit and stand up. That's how much time you've got to get the hands crossed. That's how much time you've got to get the hands back up. So do it again, another 3 times. Really paying attention to the hips are changing all of the way. When the hips stop, the hands have arrived. The hips are changing all of the way. When the hips stop, the hands have arrived. So feet parallel, toes in a line, and go ahead. Sitting down. When you get to the bottom, the hands have arrived. Standing up. When you get to the top, the hands have arrived. 2 and 3. Okay, so of course you have to keep doing that. This is very important. I won't mention it again today. Now let's pay attention to beautiful lady's hand, because while you're doing all this work on the legs, there's a real tendency for something sloppy to happen in the hands. And you want to keep that same middle finger through the center of the arms, palm open, all that stuff. So sitting down, beautiful lady's hands, and standing up. Again, we'll stop at the bottom this time. Sitting down. Check your hands out. Are the wrists drooped? Did the thumbs fall in? Do you have the open palm? And stand up, keeping that all the way. And once more. Beautiful lady's hand, all the way. Okay, so the reason I picked this one to work on is because this is an easy place to discover if you have any leaning. So as you sit down, there's a real tendency to stick your butt out and lean forward. And as you stand up, there's a real tendency to thrust the chest out and lean back. So you need to have all the way through there exactly upright. So do this again. Feet parallel, toes in a line. When you start out up, really feel that your weight is dropping down through the body, not leaning forward or back. And so this will help to have a mirror to be able to check it, because our proprioception tends to be bad. Most of us, when we stand up, we thrust into the chest, which actually leans us back a little bit. So do that, and I want you to feel what happened to your feet when you do that, right? The 3 points of the tripod are not equally connected. And now introspect and feel what's in the chest. And let that go, which will bring you to a place which you may think is leaning forward. We do this with students all the time, and you can tell that in their heads, they think they're doing this now, and then, we show them in a mirror, we take a picture, and they can see that they're actually upright. So sit down, and as you sit down, keep that feeling in the bottom of the feet, and keep the feeling in the chest. Stand up, keep the feeling in the bottom of the feet. Don't let the standing up take you back into the heel. Do that again, sitting down, keeping the tripod in each foot. Standing up, keeping the tripod in each foot. Notice if partway through it you tend to lean. Make the mistake this time. Sit down, let your butt go out, let your chest come forward. Feel what that did to the bottom of your feet. And stand back up. Sit down straight, keeping all 3 points of the tripod on. And make this mistake standing up now. Think about your chest standing up vertical. Feel what that did to your feet. Your weight's probably in the heel. Feel what that's like in the chest. Let the chest go and feel what change that makes in your feet. So do it another couple times with arms, keeping the body exactly upright. So sitting down. Standing up, 3 points of the tripod connected. Sitting down, beautiful lady's hand, everything finishes together, all 3 points of the tripod connected. Standing up, beautiful lady's hand, keeping the tripod connected all the way through it. Again. So the same thing happens when we're working on the punch. We lose our body upright. And one of the really common ones here is as you're getting ready to turn, see where I am here. See how my shoulders are not even. My body is leaning. And when I do that, my weight is on the outside of my foot. I've lost the ball behind the big toe. So while you're doing this kind of work here and you're coming through, and here, again, you could lean forward as you all kinds of places to lose body upright. And then specifically, as you shift and turn, make sure you've got all 3 points of the tripod there. So that all the way through here, shoulders and hips stay level, body is upright, not leaning, and the weight can drop through the bones down to the ground. So we'll do just we'll do the whole sequence, brush knee up through, withdraw and push. And I want you to really feel those tripods connected all the way through there, which will enable the body to stay upright even through all the changes. So from brush knee, of course beautiful lady's hand. And go ahead, sitting back, tripod in the right foot. Shifting forward, tripod in the left foot even as you step. Shift. Keep the tripod in the right foot, body upright all the way through here. And punch. As you come forward, keep the tripod in both feet. As you sit back, tripod in the rear foot. And push. Again. Paying attention to body upright so the weight can drop through the body, which enables relaxation. And go ahead. And once more, the tripod in the feet is a diagnostic that will tell you when the shape of the body is wrong. So you want to pay attention to that because that'll tell you if you need to fix your body upright. But really, it's that the weight of the body can drop through the bones because the shape is correct. And once more, go ahead. Sitting back, tripod of the right foot. Shifting forward, make sure you don't lean. Stepping. As you shift, keep body upright, tripod in the right foot. And punch. Down into the front foot, keeping the tripod in each foot, body upright, sitting back, and push. So we said we were going to work on relax today. So how come I'm doing beautiful lady's hand and body upright? Because those are required to be in the right shape so that you can relax. And when you lose one of those, you won't be as relaxed. It's just the way it works. The last thing I want to look at is extra motion in the chest and shoulders. So Beth did this with us some. When you do the after the punch and you come forward, it's really easy to tighten across the chest here. You're thinking, how am I going to get my hand underneath my armpit? It doesn't fit. So I'll bring everything together. So I would like you to miss your armpit in paying attention to relaxing the chest and shoulders. Another place that will tend to force is here, where what you think you're doing is moving the hands. And when I do that, look, I'm not only tilted, but it's tight here. So I don't want to move the hands. What I do is I turn my waist, and as I turn my waist, the arms go. So we're gonna do this a couple times. I want you to pay attention specifically to this place here. Are you tight? And I want you to pay attention specifically to what happens as you're coming across here. Is there tightness, extra effort in the arms, shoulders, chest? So we'll run through it 3 times. The first time I'll just do it. The second time I'm going to stop you places so you have a chance to actually find that tension and let it go. So from brush knee. So go ahead. Sitting back. Chest, shoulders, arms completely relaxed. As you turn, keep the chest, shoulders, and arms completely relaxed. As the hand goes under the armpit, keep chest, shoulders, arms completely relaxed. Again. Check out your chest, check out your arms, check out your hands. Go ahead, sit back. Stop there for a second. See if when you did that, you tighten the chest, shoulders, or arms. Shift forward, squeezing a fist. How's your beautiful lady's hand doing? Did your left hand collapse? Step in and out. Are you still upright? Shift into the right foot. Arms trail behind. Stop there. What's it feel like? Is your shape right, or did you distort, which will result in tension? Okay, and now we're going to turn and stop a couple places. If you need to put your left foot down to keep your balance, don't worry about that. So turn part way. Chest, shoulders, arms completely relaxed, let go of any tension. Turn some more of the way. This is where you can put your foot down if you need to. Relax the chest, shoulders, and arms. Turn the rest of the way. Check it out. Relaxed. How's the left hand doing? Did the thumb fall in? And punch. Chest, shoulders, arms completely relaxed. Turn part way to move the hand under the armpit. Check out the chest, shoulders, and arms. Turn the rest of the way. Miss the armpit in the service of everything being relaxed. Sit back. Stop partway. How's your right shoulder doing? Really easy to lift it and tighten it. Sit back the rest of the way to cross hands. Releasing both arms. Sit down, let the elbows drop. Check out the chest, shoulders, arms. And push. Okay, we'll do it once more. And without stopping, try to find those places where we stopped where you probably had something to let go of. And let go without having to spend that time that we just did. So, brush knee. And go ahead. Everything stays soft. The body stays upright, and you don't effort in the arms. Okay, so let's do a first third. We'll call it a day then. And in this first third, we'll go fairly slowly, but not agonizingly slowly. The reason to go slowly is for you to notice any place as soon as you start building tension, or as soon as you start leaning, or as soon as you lose beautiful lady's hand. And you can change it before it gets to be a big error. You can change it when it just first starts to happen. So as I'm coming across here, if I notice I'm starting to lean, well, right there, I can soften. If I notice I'm starting to raise my shoulder, right there, I can soften. If I notice that I'm losing beautiful lady's hand, right there, I can get it back. And so we'll go slowly, but not agonizingly slowly, so that you've got time to notice that. It'll be different for everybody. The places where you grip, where you tighten, where you lose beautiful lady's hand, where you lose body upright. And so, let those things become clear to you and try to soften them and return to correct shape so that you can relax sooner rather than later. Okay, right away. The body is upright. The weight drops through the body. The bones are in the right shape. And you can feel the two tripods in the feet, even on the ground. And go ahead. Noticing when you depart the correct shape, which will mean you're not relaxed, and return to the correct shape and complete relaxation as quickly as possible. Beautiful lady's hands. Body upright as you go through the changes. Tripods even on the ground. Chest, shoulders, and arms stay relaxed. Especially someplace like this with the hook. Now remember all the stuff we've been working on through this next section. So the thing is, tsung, relax, loosen, let go, is active, not passive. So when Beth says it takes work to relax, that's reflecting the active nature of it. And the prerequisite for relaxing is that the shape is correct. Getting the shape correct may take more effort than is congruent in your mind with the word relax. So change that way of thinking. Understand shape is first. Beautiful lady's hand, body upright, waist is commander, all of those things, chest contained, shoulders sinking. And then from within that context, try to use as little effort as possible. So you notice where you're forcing and tightening. That's relax. So have a relaxing rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.